Today, we're going to analyze a build for Earth Spirit. This is a highly mobile character for an aggressive team comp. He roams around the map and gains an advantage for his team. In addition, he has effective disables and a huge amount of magical damage. LFY.ah, a pro player ranked 178th at the time of analysis, will show us what this hero truly needs. This game's average MMR is 6400. Let's begin. The player buys quite good starting items, a couple of observers, a mango, some tangos, and a stout shield.